Alright, maybe not the best highlight video ever, but I had to have some kind of title to counteract yesterday's worst highlight video ever. And actually it was a pretty good day. Plus we'll show you this. Alright, I had to share that with you. Okay, let's start now. HEV was a big highlight today. That's our little baby, by the way, in that picture. Looked like this going in, thanks to Mo, one of our members, for reminding me that, hey, this held up pretty well yesterday. So that's what put it on watch this morning. And then I'll add in today's candle. It doesn't look like much, but when you're talking about a $1 stock, and I'll show you where I called it. Need my drawing tool. Called it right here, 124. Worst case stop. Nope, I might be wrong about that. I am wrong about that. 123. Well, I said that it's about where 123 is. I said the wrong number. 123, stop at 120. A 3-cent risk, and it made it all the way to 145. That's a 17% move there in one day. And we caught a big chunk of it. I mean, I kept holding it because I said when I first called, I said this thing could see 150. Of course, anything could happen, and it almost did. So that's the second time in, I think, 3 days that we played HEV. I think it's in our wrap-up video from the other day as well. And then, I'll tell you what, I think I made 4 calls total today. The summers are slow. Yesterday was kind of a shock event with the SPY. I went into this morning telling our members I'm not exactly on the, hey, let's short bandwagon, even though the market's showing some fear, because every time you see a big down day like this, if you look at the chart, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one. What do you see after them? You don't see any big second day sell-off. It didn't mean we weren't going to have one today, but I was going by the history of recent history, meaning the last 6-8 months on the SPY. Typically, the day after a big sell-off day for the market is not a good day to be thinking short. And usually you get a narrow range day the next day, like look here. Look here. You get a narrow range and not much action. So to get that 17% move on HEV was pretty fun. I called Saks this morning. I don't know why my chart's not coming up. There it is. I called Saks this morning because it was gapping up on same-store sales. Pretty good same-store sales after looking like it was rolling over. And pretty proud of this call, too. I called Saks at SKS 1133. Worst case stop, 7 cents below. And didn't get stopped out from 1133 over the next 30 minutes or 25 minutes, something like that, to 1165. So, not a bad way to start the day. I'm always selling into rallies. As a matter of fact, I'll show you in a minute. I copied some posts in chat because we do get some people say, hey, well, your calls mean nothing if you don't give some ideas as to when to sell and that sort of thing. So I copied some today in chat to kind of show that we do try to guide, although I never say, hey, everybody sell all right here. AMSC. Also called right about here. Let me get my drawing tool. I think it was 814. Got killed yesterday. Called it right about here. Initially, I said low of day stop because when you put out an alert and you glance at the chart, you've got to give some kind of quick stop. But then after it formed this base, you know what? I'm just going to show you what it looked like at the time. Whoops, that was not what I meant to do. That's what it looked like at the time. I said forget low of day stop. I'm moving my stop to 804. So now I've got a dime at risk. So it's sort of an adjusted stop that was a dime risk. I said if it gets over this base, it could make a move to the high of the day. That's why I'm holding it, but I'm tightening my stop. So 814 entry took about 15 minutes to get going, and then finally it broke that base, then through the high of the day, and then a nice climb up to 850. So again, not a huge move, but on an adjusted stop of about a dime risk after it went sideways for a little while, and moved up to 850. So again, nothing huge. And then we had one trade that took like an hour and a half to move it all, so plenty of time to kill it. And then I took like a 1 or 2 penny loss on a COOL that never did break out, but looked like it was going to. And then I'm going to share. I just copied a few of the posts in chat today. I made our members' names XYZ, so I didn't embarrass anybody or put anybody's name on there that might not want it. Michael GSP is me, so you see the times next to him. And this is just to show that, I do sometimes give guidance as to, hey, I'm taking some off the table. Let me use an arrow there. Like right here, out Saks, quick 12 cents because, on an early trade and the market is whippy as it was, I want to pay myself on the way up. There was some more guidance, but I just say what I'm doing. I don't say, hey, everybody sell it all right here. And again, I never say, hey, sell it all. You never know what can happen. You want to scale out in parts. One of our members, which I thought was nice, made a point to say, hey, when you make your calls, the entries and stops are really clear, and people that post without doing that, means nothing. So I appreciate that. And then there's an example on AMSC. I took a quick 11 cents on some, and then later took some more. But I didn't copy them all from the chat. Just wanted to give you some examples. Nice to read this post from a member. Made $771.84 today. Of course, they were trading bigger than most, right? 10,000 shares. Of course, it was a very cheap stock, as we just showed you. Another member paid for their lifetime membership on HEV today. And then some wrap-up, hey, nice calls today. So I always like seeing posts like that. And just every once in a while, just to boost my own ego, I'll show you what some of our members said. If you notice the big gaps in time, I left out all the posts in there that call me stupid head and moron and stuff like that because, well, that's just embarrassing. So anyway, have a great night, and we'll follow up tomorrow night with a video from some highlights on Friday as to what we found in chat. Talk to you then.